morning everyone and welcome to Al Zora Golf Club. Today I'm joined by Ross Bain, who has lived here in the UAE since 1983 with his family, but in 2007 he returned to his homeland and played in the Open Championship at Carnoustie. Bainey, great to have you here, mate.
Darren, good to be here. Thank you very much.
Now you strike me as the kind of guy, you're not a self-promoter, but I want to talk through the Open.
Okay.
A massive highlight in your career, no doubt, back in 2007. How was it back in your homeland?
It was, yeah, you're spot on. It was, look, as any touring professional, you want to try and play in major championships, and I got close a couple of times in Open qualifyings, and 2007 I think was the first year they did an Asian qualifier, and I was playing over in the Asian Tour at that point, and managed to sneak in through that route at Sentosa Golf Club, which was kind of ironic because obviously I'd never actually been a huge fan of Asian style golf courses, and then had even had the audacity to say I didn't really think it was right that you should play that style of golf course to qualify for an Open, and then qualified, you know. So I didn't complain in the end. But yeah, no, Carnoustie was fantastic.
How was the week leading up to it? I mean, when the reality became true, and you realised you're back home, you're playing in, you know, what's regarded as the tournament that everyone wants to play in. How was that feeling?
It was great, yeah. I mean, look, my wife was just about to give birth to our first daughter, so she unfortunately had to stay in Dubai because she was right at the end of the pregnancy. And my best friend on the Asian Tour is a guy called David Gleeson, who's an Aussie guy.
Good player.
And we used to room together in Asia to save money. And both of us qualified that year. So, and his wife was pregnant as well, so his wife couldn't travel as well. So we went there with our kind of families, but not our wives. And being typical Asian Tour players, you know, we saw the price of the rooms at Carnoustie for the week, and you know, we said, well, look, we should share a room really because we save money and our wives aren't here. It makes sense. And first of all, when I called the R&A and said, you know, Ross Bain, I'd like to book a room for the week for the Open. Yeah, no problem, Mr. Bain. You're a player. Yes, yeah, I'm a player. And I said, and can you also put David Gleeson's name down for the room? And you could hear the woman on the end of the phone thinking, what? And I said, no, you know, we're both players in the tournament. Oh, okay. So that was all a bit, you know, okay, fine. And then the week of the event, we got there, and the first day, I remember I opened the door to walk out to go to a practice round, and it was Davis Love and his wife were coming out the room opposite at the same time, and David and I walked out with our golf bags, and he looked at us thinking, you could see him thinking, Open week, you two are obviously playing and you're sharing a room.
With a smile on your face.
And to be honest, it was the first time I felt really Scottish in my life in regard to being thrifty, but it was fun.
Now, speaking of the Aussies, you had a practice round with Adam Scott and Geoff Ogilvy. The crowds must have been flowing in at that time, and how was that experience?
To be honest, it was the best thing I did. David was really good friends with those guys from playing junior golf in Australia, playing on the amateur teams in Eisenhower with those guys, so he knew them really well. I knew Adam actually a little bit from playing, but I didn't know Geoff. But on a Tuesday of the Open, you know, a lot of the crowd that are there to watch, you know, are obviously out to watch the great players, and you know, obviously we were playing with them in a little match against them, and yeah, I think that was great because I was probably more nervous Tuesday morning teeing off with those guys with really, really good crowds, that it kind of prepared me for the week, I think. Yeah.
How was Thursday morning? When you're standing on the tee box and you're waiting for the starter to announce your name in your homeland, but how was the adrenaline?
It's off the charts, you know. But you know, I'd played a lot of tournament golf up to that point. I'd been on tour for about 8 years, I think, you know, previously, and played in European tour events and whatever, but nothing of the level of the Open. And I don't know how well you know Carnoustie, but the first hole at Carnoustie, the only real thing you've got to think about is the burn that's about 70 yards in front of you. Correct. So the way the course was playing that week, the weather was terrible, but it was playing downwind. So the first hole, so it was never going to be a driver anyway. And as a pro, you actually quite like hitting driver off the first when you're nervous because it's the biggest head. Was always what we thought, you know, less chance of missing it.
That's it.
But I had to hit a rescue, and my only swing thought was keep your head down and don't top it into the burn. You know, so I mean, it was everything wrong. You do everything wrong in those kind of situations, but I hit a good shot down the middle, so yeah, good. I got off to a good start.
And you made the cut, which is a phenomenal effort, and you played with Chris DeMarco.
That's right.
On the Saturday, another huge highlight, US Open champion.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it was the last time Chris played well. You know, I think he shot 66 that day around Carnoustie. It was the only really. The weather turned on the Saturday and Sunday and got better, and we were playing later on the Saturday afternoon, and the course was more playable. And Chris played he played pretty well tee to green, but his short game, it was just phenomenal, and he putted fantastically. And yeah, I think I played quite well that day. I think I shot about 71, but felt like I'd played better from tee to green than he had. But his short game was great, and but he was a nice guy, and golfers are always great when you're both playing well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
And it's fair to say that'd be the highlight of your career, your playing career, of course.
Yeah, I think it would definitely be up there. I think that week I had a good caddy in my bag. A guy worked for Soren Kjeldsen for a long time, a European Tour caddy from Zimbabwe, who's a great guy. And we'd had a plan all week that the 18th hole at Carnoustie is one of the toughest par fours in golf, and we'd had a plan that, depending on where I sat on Friday, we would either lay up or, and he said to me, look, don't worry, I'll watch leaderboards, you just keep playing and everything else. And I got to the 18th hole on Friday afternoon, and I think I was around about maybe 3 over par, or 2 or 3 over par, but the weather was terrible. And I didn't know where that lay in regard to the cut line. I wasn't sure, I thought it was pretty close to the cut line. And I hit a good drive down the middle there, and I had 235 yards in for my second shot. And the two guys I was playing with, John Bickerton and Duffy Waldorf, laid up short of the burn. So playing it like a par 5, which is probably the smart way to play it. And I'm standing there with Blue, my caddy, and he basically, he's standing there and I'm saying 235, and I'm almost hoping he's going to say, well, just the 6-iron up short, because it's OB left, stand on the right, and and obviously jam-packed full of people, I'm thinking. And he said, no, 235, I'm liking rescue, and I'm thinking.
He's liking rescue. What
he's
are you
liking rescue, and I'm thinking, I don't really want to say to him, just give me the 6-iron. I'm thinking, well, do I need a birdie to make the cut now? Anyway, it turned out, we waited for quite a while for the group ahead to play the hole, and then hit a really good shot, probably one of the best shots I can remember hitting in my career, into about 15 feet, and made birdie. So it was great, and made the cut comfortably. Yeah. So I didn't realise, he knew I was well inside the cut, and I just didn't know. So
yeah, well, it's a great course, great tournament. And Harrington ended up winning it, didn't he?
That's
it was
right.
Good to see him win the other day. It's a huge highlight in your career, mate, so well done for that.
Yeah, thank you. It's good fun.
And we're going to play a couple of holes now, 12, 13 and 14. Pick the hardest 3 on the course
for you.
Dan,
thanks, yeah.
You haven't been playing much lately, so to give me half a chance.
No, I'm very much a corporate golfer these days.
But we're going to get stuck into talking about what you're up to off the course as well, because I know you're making a real impact there as well.
Trying.
So, mate, play well.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks for coming out again, and let's have a good time.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Thanks.
So 446-yard par 4 should be a driver and a flick for your good self.
Or a 6-iron.
Play well.
Yep, you too.
Yeah, good ball. Mate, you're telling me that you're not playing much. You've just hit that 340 yards.
No.
Oh. Mate, I might be getting a couple of lessons off you today.
They're expensive.
A pull hook. Here's a spot on the course that Ross would have never have been to. It's about 120 yards from the tee box. Let's see what we can do here. Not a bad start for a guy that doesn't play golf anymore.
I got lucky, I think.
All right, so what do you got in, 140?
Yeah, I think so. So I know what it used to be, but I'm not sure if this is enough these days, but we'll see if we can get the gut behind it.
So what's your expectation here, Bunny, to get within sort of 10 or 15 feet?
Yeah, it would have been. I'm just trying to hit the green with you today, to be honest.
Strike.
Go a little bit.
Go on.
See?
Okay.
That was the problem.
You struck it well.
Yeah, wrong club.
Right, I'm treating this like a par 5. That horrible tee shot, but let's see if I can make amends here with a wedge. Oh, it's got to hang on.
Get it, wind.
Got to hang on.
I think it's going to be okay.
Too.
Yeah, good shot. Okay, see if we can kind of bump and run it up the hill a little bit.
Yeah, nice shot, Bainey.
Blind luck.
Well played, mate. Well, I'm treating yours as a given, Bainey, to get that in.
To be honest, this would be a heck of a 4 after your tee shot.
And I've got it on camera too. Yeah. One to tell the grandkids about. Yeah.
Oh, has he done it?
Oh, I have
What
to.
a 4 that is.
Can you believe
what
that?
a 4.
Mate, I will take that. Yeah, never in doubt, that one. Well, that's a half.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Yeah, it's a great 4 from you. Exactly.